Tales of Suspense. Iron Man fights for his life in the castle of a madman. See the Mandarin. The awesome power he possesses matches the evil in his heart. Iron Man, caught in the clutches of the hands of the Mandarin. I pity you, Iron Man, for though you do not even suspect my existence, you head the list of those the Mandarin has vowed to destroy, and the Mandarin never fails. In the remote vastnesses of Red China stands the castle of the most mysterious, the most feared Oriental of all time. Some claim he has lived for many centuries. Others claim he is far more than human. But none know the real origin, the true power of the evil genius of the East, the dreaded Mandarin. Written by Stan Lee, illustrated by Don Heck, lettered by Ray Holloway. We have a favor to ask of you. Do not start reading this tale if you are in a hurry. It should be read slowly, so that you will savor all the drama, all the suspense, all the sensational, fantastic developments to the fullest. For you are about to meet a super menace who is destined to achieve a place for himself among fictional immortals. You and Iron Man are about to meet the Mandarin. Another mighty milestone in this, the new Marvel Age of comics. For years, men have spoken the name of the Mandarin in hushed whispers. To those of the Western world, he is little more than a fearsome legend. But, in the Orient, in seething, smoldering, secretive Red China, men know, to their sorrow, how real the Mandarin is. Master, this lowly one begs forgiveness for this interruption, but there are visitors outside the castle. My unworthy eyes reveal that they are 4 high military officers, emissaries of the Red Government. What? They dare disturb me? They dare come to my castle without invitation? I'll erase them from the face of the earth for that insolence. No. First I'll hear their blabbling news. Then I'll act accordingly. Their eyes are not worthy of gazing upon my all-seeing crystal globe. So with a gesture, I make it vanish. At another gesture, I lower the drawbridge over my impassable moat. See? The drawbridge is being lowered. That means we may enter. I would rather face fire-breathing dragons than stand in the presence of the Mandarin. We have no choice. Our communist overlords will slay us if we fail in our mission. Once within the castle's walls, the awe-stricken visitors are confronted with new evidence of the Mandarin's unbelievable power. A portion of the floor itself is rising, with us upon it. There is no limit to the miraculous feats the Mandarin can perform. We are being brought into the presence of the Mandarin. Let us pray he receives us with favor. If we displease him, we shall never be heard from again. What power on earth could ever rescue a prisoner from the castle of the Mandarin? Seconds later, the fearful uniformed visitors descend, to find they are face to face with the most feared potentate of the East. I have allowed you to disturb my meditations. Let me hear the purpose of your errand. Who among you is the spokesman? I am General Ho Li, Your Excellency, and these are... Spare me such trivia. Your petty identities do not interest me. Speak. We have come to ask you to share your atomic knowledge with our government. With your help, we could menace the world with nuclear destruction. If you would even consent to give us a secret of your power rings, we would be most grateful to you. What? You dare ask me to reveal my secrets to you? Do you think the Mandarin cares to help you or your Red Masters? The Mandarin helps nobody. Soon, the entire world will grovel at my feet. You have 60 seconds to leave. The audience is ended. Go! Can it be that one lone man can instill such fear in the hearts of high officers of the Red Chinese Army? We can discuss that later, after we are safe. Right now, be silent and run. Meanwhile, half a world away, others are also discussing the mysterious Mandarin at a high-level meeting in the Pentagon. No, I have never heard of the Mandarin. But if it is important to you to gain information about him, I'll be happy to do what I can, General. We knew we could count on you, Iron Man. Rumors from out of Red China indicate that he is the greatest single power in that nation. And for our own security, we must learn more about him. A short time later, the impressive form of Iron Man, kept aloft by his transistor-powered jets, approaches the weapons factory of Anthony Stark, Iron Man's alter ego. If the military high command wants me to leave for Red China immediately, I'd better put my house in order as Tony Stark. Then, secretly entering his private sanctum by means of an underground passage, Iron Man quickly changes into his other identity. I just remembered. I was supposed to attend an employee's dinner tonight and make a speech, but I'll have to beg off. Hope they won't mind the boss saying he can't attend their dinner. About our dinner tonight, Mr. Stark. We're really looking forward to having you as guest of honor, sir. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm afraid I won't be able to make it after all. Something rather important has come up. Then, Stark meets his private chauffeur, Happy Hogan, outside of his office. As his secretary, Pepper Potts, eagerly approaches. So I'd like you to attend the dinner in my place, Happy. Can't wait till the boss sees me in my new makeup and my new hairdo. Sure. The boss can't be bothered wasting time with us poor stooges, so he sends his flunky instead. The men sure ain't gonna like this. Just my luck. Mr. Stark hasn't even glanced my way yet. Now hold on, Bill. You're not being fair to me. I wish I could explain. What's to explain? We get the message. A big shot like you can't associate with the hired hands. All you care about is dames and dough. Ugh! Who do you think you're talking to, mister? Mr. Stark is the best boss you'll ever have. Trouble is, he ain't tough enough with gripers like you. This is the only language you understand. Happy! You ever pull a stunt like that again and you're through here. Understand? Any employee can talk to me any way he wants to. And if he gets out of line, I'll handle it. My own way. I appreciate your loyalty, you big clown. But we don't settle things with our fists at my factory. Men. A girl spends all day at the beauty parlor getting a new hairdo and covering her freckles. But do you notice? No. I could look like an old dish rag for all you'd care. Pepper? For heaven's sake. I didn't even know it was you. You're beautiful. I kinda liked you the other way. Hours later, an unmarked jet flies a hazardous route deep into the interior of Red China with one of the world's most colorful adventurers aboard. This is it, Iron Man. Good luck, fella. I don't know who he really is, but he sure has guts to spare. Yeah, if I ever saw a suicide mission, this is it. Some Red observers are sure to see me fall. I've got to see to it that they don't search for me when I land. Ah! A Yankee-type jet has dropped a spy over our territory. Are they naive enough to think we would not observe that? See where he falls, and we will capture him before he can bury his chute. No, there is no need to bother. His parachute did not open. He plunged to his death from so great a height. The bungling democracies cannot even make chutes that work correctly. But the smug officer would soon change his mind if he could see the newcomer who had fallen on his soil now. There! I waited till the last possible second before applying my power jets. Anyone who saw me is certain to think I fell to my death here in the hills. And then, after long hours of walking through the dense underbrush of the winding mountain trails, there it is. Just where the CIA said it would be. The castle of the Mandarin. Then, before Iron Man can make another move, an advance patrol of the Mandarin's private guard attacks him from behind. But this is no ordinary foe they have challenged. Death to the enemy intruder! Ah! Quickly! Stop the iron-garbed stranger! If he gets past us, the Mandarin will have our lives. I might have known the Mandarin would have some of his own guards stationed around his castle. But how do you stop a man with iron fists, transistor-powered muscles, and jet-swift speed? The answer is, you don't. Unless you have far more power and skill than the 5 simple soldiers who have dared to tackle one of the mightiest human fighting machines of all time. Sweet dreams, little friends. And now for the Mandarin. Better check my energy gauge and see... Uh-oh. The reserve power level is falling. Must be a short circuit somewhere. But I've no time to stop and fiddle with it now. It just means I'll have to finish my task without wasting a minute, and make my way back before the power runs out. But, within a secret viewing chamber inside the mighty castle, the Mandarin has observed everything that has transpired, and he chuckles softly as he touches a sensitive dial. So, Iron Man himself has dared invade my domain. How convenient of him to place himself within my grasp. What? A ray! Shooting out from the castle wall! I'm being irresistibly drawn towards the fortress by a form of magnetic attraction. Minutes later, the strange ray deposits Iron Man in a gloomy chamber within the mysterious castle. And then, the walls, they're closing in. Whatever I do will have to be done fast. But, what? The walls are sheer granite. I can't make a dent. Wait, that air vent above me. If I can just reach it in time. Welcome, Iron Man, to the stronghold of the Mandarin. I hope you will enjoy your stay here, for you shall never leave alive. You passed your first test, my closing walls, with admirable skill. It will be a pleasure to defeat a worthy adversary. Now let me see how you would stand the challenge of my paralysis ray. Look, you weak apology for Genghis Khan. Iron Man can take anything you can dish out. And lots more besides. My Ultra Beam chest light can dispel any ray of less than cosmic intensity. I can see now that the world will never be safe so long as a power-mad despot like you remains free. So I'm going to make sure that you can never menace anyone again. or I'll die trying. Those are brave words, man of iron. Especially brave from one whose life is nearing its final moments. Talk is cheap, mister. Once I get my hands on you, What? He's vanished. How? He must have done it with mirrors. Were you naive enough to think that mere speed and brute force could catch the Mandarin? Whatever it takes, fella. You can be sure I'll find a way to do it. And if you're too tricky for me to get my hands on, then I'll catch you with a blast of high-frequency waves. Nothing can escape them. Nothing, perhaps, save the hands of the Mandarin. Have you ever stopped to think what happens when a high-frequency wave encounters another such wave? They nullify each other. Like this. His hands. Rings on each finger. They must each represent a different weapon. A different power. He's even more dangerous than I thought. I've got to turn the volume down. He managed to amplify the sound and turn it back against me. Just in time. It almost deafened me. And now What? I can't move. I'm frozen in my tracks. A simple matter to accomplish. For one with a paralyzer ray. The hands of the Mandarin have 10 fingers. And each one is a mighty weapon in itself. But the mightiest weapon of all is yet to be revealed. I shall toy with you a while longer first. Meanwhile, back in the States, Pepper Potts decides to make a phone call. If Tony Stark isn't going to take me to the employees' dinner, I'll get another escort. Anything's better than sitting home alone. And speaking of anything, hello, Happy. Who are you taking to the dinner tonight? Is it really you? You're finally calling old Happy? I knew my irresistible charm would get you sooner or later, Dollface. I'll pick you up right away. The big ox. He's got all the charm of a rusty doorknob. But he's better than no date at all. I think. Wherever the boss is now, I hope he stays there a while. Without him to cramp my style, I'm gonna really operate. But Happy Hogan's frivolous words would turn to ashes in his mouth if he could suspect the true plight of his missing boss right now. You are a powerful foe, Iron Man. Never has an enemy shaken off the effects of my paralysis ray in so short a time. Skip the compliments, chum. I know I'm not winning any popularity contests in your league. If you didn't try to finish me off while I couldn't move, it's only because you have something worse in store for me now. So skip the sweet talk and let's get on with it. You do not fool me. Your sharp tongue cannot hide the fear which must be gnawing at your heart. There! With one gesture I electrify the walls of this chamber, so that you cannot escape. And now... Now you will learn what I have been saving you for. It is my favorite pastime. And a most deadly pastime. And so, Iron Man, prepare to meet your finish at the hands of the greatest karate master the world has ever known. He splintered that iron bar like a toothpick with a single karate blow. I shall enjoy the luxury of pummeling you with my mighty fists to soften you up for the final defeat. Gotta keep out of the reach of his hands. My iron suit will furnish almost no protection against karate blows like his. Also, my transistor power is getting weaker each second. I've gotta save it. Can't use it up in needless fencing. Ow! Where is the much-vaunted power of Iron Man? See how easily I can counter your harmless blow, and then push your fist away. My transistors shouldn't be so weak. Unless... Ah, that's it! While I was paralyzed, he tampered with them, so that I think him stronger than he really is. Ha! I see you turn, looking for a place to run. But there is no escape. Escape my foot? I'm just trying to think of a plan. Not only does the Mandarin possess superhuman strength, but he's the brainiest enemy I've ever faced. Tony, old boy, maybe you should have stuck to your factory in the States. He's getting ready to finish me off with a final karate blow. Well, one thing's sure. If I cash in my chips, there'll be no Christmas bonus this year for poor Pepper and Happy. I've toyed with you long enough, Iron Man. Now the Mandarin shall strike. Suddenly, the costume crusader seems to have lost his reason, as he frantically studies the built-in slide rule calculator in his arm. At an angle of 38 degrees, the velocity decreases by 52%. It's my only chance. I've gotta try it. My transistors are too weak for anything else. The Mandarin is so amused by Iron Man's apparent mood of madness that he delays his blow long enough to mock the American. But then, weak American, so great is your fear that it drove you mad. But even madness cannot save you now. Here comes the blow. I'd better be right. Ah! Who's laughing now, Sonny Jim? He's out. The pain was too much for him. I can turn off the juice from the walls now. It was a long chance, but it worked. He thought I had flipped my wig when I used my calculator. But actually, I was figuring exactly what way to turn my body, ensuring that his hand would strike it at the wrong angle. Too bad I can't stay around long enough to finish off this castle and end the Mandarin's power. But my pickup plane should be overhead right now. And if I'm not there, he won't wait. Ah, I timed it perfectly. Lucky I have just enough power left to reach him, for he could never land in this terrain. I know it's rude to leave without saying goodbye, but I guess the Mandarin will understand. Not long afterwards, while a mighty jet lands at Idlewild Airport. Gosh, Pepper, you're a living doll. Don't stop, boys. I love it. I'm wise to her. She's trying to make me jealous. Mr. Stark must be nuts letting a chick like you out of his sight. Did I hear someone mention my name? I don't know, boss. Mr. Stark, you made it after all. I attended to my, business sooner than I thought. Glad I was able to get here in time. How about joining Pepper and me at our table, boss? Love to have you. Sure, Happy. Pepper and me? The big goop makes us sound like a twosome. Mr. Stark is such a gentleman. If he thinks I'm dating Happy, he'll never ask me out. The boss looks worried. Wonder if he's mad because I'm dating Pepper. But I can't help it if I'm the type she goes for. But Tony Stark's thoughts are miles away, halfway around the world, to where the Mandarin sits, wondering when and where the powerful Oriental menace will strike again. And when he does, we promise you this: you'll find the whole fantasy-filled tale right on these pages, sooner than you think. The end. Sometimes, the incredible begins with the commonplace. For instance, here we have an ordinary street scene, which includes a quiet, deserted alley. Suddenly, a pair of trembling hands appears at the end of the alley. And a moment later, we see a quivering face, a face filled with fear. Them. Story plot: Stan Lee. Script and art: Larry Leiber. Inking: G. Bell. Lettering: S. Rosen. Nobody in the alley. Maybe I'll be safe here. Safe from them. It's all like a nightmare. But it isn't. It's real. And it's happening to me. Adam Bentley. Wait. I can sense their presence. They followed me. They know exactly where I am. There they are. They're coming closer. Closer. I mustn't let them seize me. I've got to escape. Help! Somebody help me! Don't let them capture me! What's that Joker screaming about? No one's chasing him. Hey! Let go! What are you? Some kind of nut? Please, you must save me from them. You must! Them? Them who? They're story characters. Figments of a writer's imagination. Every character ever written about really does exist, in a different dimension. I learned of their existence, and now they're out to get me. Sure, buddy. Why, Snow White was telling me just the other day. Don't mock me! I'm speaking the truth. You must believe me. Look! There they are! I don't see anyone. The guy's off his rocker. They're after me again. I'll hide in that building. The door's locked. I can't get inside. I'll be captured. Wait. Across the street. A police station. If I can just reach it before they overtake me, I'll be safe. Help! My name is Adam Bentley, and I'm in trouble. You must lock me in a cell to protect me from them. Calm down, Mac, and give it to us slow. Who's after you? Storybook characters. All the fictitious hordes who've ever existed in a writer's imagination. They're here, and they're trying to capture me. Say, is this some kind of gag? Easy, Sarge. I think he really means it. Maybe he's been out in the sun too long. We'd better lock him up and send for the doc. Yes, put me in a cell. Then I'll be safe. Safe from them. At last. I can breathe easy now. Sure, Bentley. You just relax till the head shrinker gets here. But a moment later... Oh no! They found me again! Here they come. Right through the bars. Aw, knock it off, fella. Can't you see there's nobody here but you and me? They're in my cell. They're coming nearer. Make them keep back. Don't let them touch me. Will you cut it out, Bentley? You're getting on my nerves. Save me. Save me from them. The guy's working himself into a fit. I'd better see what's keeping the doc. Minutes later. I tell you, Doc, this Bentley is a real character. Don't worry. A few psychological tests, and we'll discover the cause of his hallucinations. But, when they reach the cell... Look! I don't understand. Bentley's gone. But the door is still locked. How could anyone escape from a locked cell? It's impossible. And so, the police face their most baffling mystery. A mystery destined to remain unsolved. But would they perhaps suspect the incredible truth if they could hear a conversation taking place in a publisher's office a few miles away? Well, what do you think of it? The story is too far-fetched, even for a fantasy tale. We can't use it. I was afraid of that. Okay, boss. No harm done. A writer can't win 'em all. Them, by Larry Leiber. Adam Bentley ran down the street in fear, shouting that they were after him, telling all who would listen that any character ever written about really exists somewhere. And now, Adam Bentley is back in the dimension where he belongs, the dimension of storybook characters. Never again will he try to flee to the world of reality, for he knows at last that there is no escape from them. The end. Tales of The Watcher. Journey's End. Story plot: Stan Lee. Script and art: Larry Leiber. Inking: S. Brodsky. Lettering: Art Simek. I am the Watcher. For countless ages I have dwelled among the stars, beholding the universe. I have been witness to a billion dramas. I have seen dreams realized and destinies fulfilled. I have observed joy and tragedy, life and death, and all of it have I recorded. In this log is inscribed the whole pageant of cosmic history. Let us turn to an Earthling in the 21st century and see how he reached his journey's end. His name was Wilbur Weems, and oddly enough, he was a space pilot. Gosh, Wilbur, you're so handsome and manly that my poor girlish heart goes all a-twitter every time you come near me. Don't you care for me, too? Just a teensy-weensy bit? Well, that is, Sally. I mean, I have to run now. I'll be seeing you. Did you see his face? He was as red as a beet. What a scream. He fell for it like a ton of bricks. Great work, Sally. The fool thought you really meant it. Aw, he's so bashful. I kind of hated to tease him. Nuts. Any guy who's that shy and timid deserves it. How could any girl in her right mind be attracted to a mouse like Wilbur Weems? Ridiculed by his fellow humans, Wilbur Weems felt the anguish and loneliness common to all rejected creatures throughout the universe. If only I weren't so meek, people would respect me. But it's hopeless. I can't change my nature. I'll just have to accept things as they are. But, unknown to Wilbur, his destiny was soon to take a strange turn. It began with a sudden announcement. The science boys say their Cosmo probe has just detected a new kind of radiation in outer space. They don't know whether or not it's dangerous. If the stuff's deadly, it will interfere with our space flights. Where does the radiation come from? It emanates from a giant cosmic cloud. Then we must send a spaceship with instruments to analyze the composition of the cloud and determine how dangerous it is. That's the hitch, Chief. The cloud is light years away. in another galaxy. A pilot could reach it and radio back his findings, but he'd never have enough fuel and oxygen to return to Earth. That means a volunteer for a one-way trip. A suicide mission. But Earthmen being what they are, when a volunteer was called for. Not me. I've got a wife and kids. My old gray-haired mother couldn't get along without me. Nobody's dependent on me. But life's a ball, and I'm not giving it up. Same here. But there was one for whom life was not a ball. I'll fly the mission. Well said, Weems. Why, Wilbur? Why are you sacrificing yourself? Someone has to do the job, and I figure I have the least to lose of anybody. I'm glad the little fool volunteered. Now none of us will have to. And so, the following day, the Earth pilot embarked on his final flight. There goes the only guy who won't be missed by anyone. Yeah, losing him is no loss at all. At faster-than-light speeds, Wilbur Weems flew around meteor showers, through time warps, past star clusters, until finally, I'm in the next galaxy, and there's the radioactive cosmic dust. Adjusting his instruments, he flew into the giant cloud, but no sooner had he entered, when the dust is evaporating. It's all gone. But now I feel so strange. I'm changing. I'm growing larger. I'm becoming stronger. It must have been the radioactive dust. It was a kind of life force. It rejuvenated the cells of my body. Now I feel as though I can live forever. I haven't enough fuel to return to Earth, but up ahead I see new worlds. Beautiful, warm, friendly worlds. I'll head for one and start a new life. Then, as time passed, back on Earth, there's still no word from Wilbur. I don't understand. He should have radioed back the info on that cosmic dust by now. Weems never did anything right. He was just a poor, ineffectual little nobody. And now he's probably adrift somewhere out in space. Yeah. Only he would have been dumb enough to volunteer for a mission from which he could never return. But, in their wildest dreams, the humans couldn't have imagined the scene taking place in the next galaxy. That's right. We created the dust cloud to test you. We want Earthlings to come here, but only the bravest, the most worthy. Only the volunteers who are not afraid of what they'll find at their journey's end. And so concludes our tale of one mortal's strange destiny. Now it is time to close my cosmic log. Till next we meet. Till then, you must go about your daily tasks, working out the fateful pattern of your life, and knowing that wherever you are, whatever you do, in this vast and wonderful universe, you are never alone. The end.